Dan Lutz, and welcome to the Frontlines. In the battle against the deep state, the cabal, the Illuminonkeys, and all those that wish to enslave all of humanity for their own selfish reasons. I'm back again. That was an ordeal in streaming. I did do a little broadcast off of my phone for about 20 minutes while my computer decided that it needed to update all of a sudden. So it went through that whole process, and now it seems to be working fine. So we're back. So again, welcome back again. Thank you for your attention and joining me. Even on that small little stream, that's a little good conversation there. So we'll have to see how many the viewers make it back on, because I think we had about 40 viewers on that short little clip at that time. So welcome back as you come, and hopefully you can figure out that I'm back online again, as the other broadcasts had ended. All right. That being said, also in housekeeping, thank you for your donations. This program is brought to you by your donations to help support me to keep going. My PayPal link is down below, as well as for the Life Force link also is down below for PayPal. So if you'd like, go ahead and donate to Life Force. Just choose the appropriate one that you want to donate to. And I get nothing from Life Force, so don't. If you can use that, then that'll go directly to Life Force. If you want to support me, then use the link that's there for me. I appreciate that. I did have someone join our website, wwg1wga.love, with a 1-year membership yesterday. Thank you very much. Working on improving some things on that site as well. I'm juggling a few balls here, and this is, but it's much appreciated, everything that you do. So there, you can also sign up for monthly for $8.88 a month as well. There's a few other levels of membership that's there. Anything you would like to do there is fine. There's also a free membership just to say that you get on the mailing list, right? Which I have not. Should start at least posting the new videos. Hey, I posted a new video, that kind of thing. So it's probably a good idea I do that. Say what else? So yesterday we were talking about a stealth bomber that was being used to demonstrate that there was incoming against the deep state. So they showed a B-2 stealth bomber coming by and they dropped 2 bombs in the video. Does it actually mean that 2 are coming? I think it does. So I pointed out one I thought could be, which would be South Korea declaring peace with North Korea. Now that should be on every newscast. Everyone should be talking about that 70-year conflict that's over, right? But no, they don't talk about it. Why? Because it's because of Trump, right? And he'll get the credit for it. So no uncertain terms. When you have at the White House 3 other countries from the Middle East coming and declaring peace with Israel, and 5 more following in behind that to be very soon. I expect it could be next week or the week after. I'm sure that it will happen before the. So you have the whole Middle East going in peace, troop drawdowns across the world, even in our NATO countries like Germany, pulling troops out of Germany. So all of this has been going on, and so this is a good thing. So is that one of the bomb drops? It is a major issue, but maybe it's not the kind of bombs we're looking for. And so maybe we're really looking for is the type of bombs that we see that are related to indictments. So I think that's probably where we're really looking out for. And so let me show you what I think the bomb, at least one of the two bombs is. It could still be what we were discussing yesterday, but let's see if it's this one. Senate reports details Hunter Biden's extensive foreign business dealings and Obama official efforts to ignore them. This is from September 23rd. This is just yesterday morning. So, Hunter and his father. Senate Republicans release a report Wednesday detailing the extensive business dealings with Hunter Biden, persuaded with political connections foreign nationals while his father Joe Biden was serving as vice president. The 87-page interim report is a product of months of long probes in which members of the Senate Homeland Security and Finance Committees and their staff reviewed more than 45,000 pages of Obama administration records and interviewed 8 witnesses, many of whom are current or former U.S. officials. The Treasury records acquired by the chairman show potential criminal activity relating to transactions among and between Hunter Biden, his family, his associates with the Ukraine, Russia, Qatar, and Chinese nationals, the report reads. In particular, these documents show that Hunter Biden received millions of dollars from foreign sources as a result of business relationships he built during a period when his father was vice president of the United States and after. The Hunter Biden served on the board of the Ukraine gas company Burisma Holdings while his father was leading the Obama administration efforts in the Ukraine as a well-established, but the $50,000 per month board seat was just one component of the younger Biden's fortune ventures during the Obama years. According to Treasury Department records obtained by the committee, he also persuaded business dealings with potentially politically connected Russian, Chinese, and Qatar, I don't know how to say that, Qatar nationals. In the course of his globe-trotting business career, Hunter Biden racked up more than $4 million in questionable financial transactions with well-connected foreigners. He partnered with Chinese business connected to the Chinese Communist Party and the People's Liberation Army, and he took cash from the wife of the former mayor of Moscow and sent funds to the Ukraine and Russian nationals living in the United States that were linked to what appears to be an Eastern Europe prostitution or human trafficking ring, according to the report. So I would basically call this a boom, because this is related to what we're looking at as how this all brings everybody's attention on the same page. Just like 9/11 event with the two towers crashing brought everyone onto the same page, that was using what their form of lesser magic is. It's a way of getting everyone in sync. This will do the same, but against the deep state. But that's why this is important to point out. All right, continuing. But it was only Hunter's work for Burisma that caught the attention of Obama administration State Department officials who said the role created counterintelligence and extortion concerns. So worried about extortion and counterintelligence. So that is a problem. Acting Deputy Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy in Kiev, Ukraine, George Kent warned Vice President Joe Biden's office in early 2015 that Hunter's work for Burisma undermined the administration's anti-corruption efforts in the country, since the gas company's owner, Mykola Zverkeski, who Kent described as an odious oligarch, in his testimony is famously corrupt. Furthermore, the presence of Hunter Biden on the Burisma board was very awkward for U.S. officials pushing the anti-corruption agenda in the Ukraine, Kent wrote in an email to his colleagues in 2016. just a little side note, just keep in mind that who else was on the board of directors of Burisma was also related to Nancy Pelosi. You know, what was it? I forget, was it her son or something like that? And then there was also the assistant to Mitt Romney, his personal assistant, was also on the board. So Mittens has a problem there. So Kent told Joe Biden's staff that someone needed to talk to Hunter Biden, and he should step down from the board of Burisma, according to the report. But it doesn't appear Kent's request was carried out, since Hunter remained on the board throughout the rest of Obama's term. U.S. Special Envoy Coordinator for the International Energy Affairs, Otmos Hochstein, also raised concerns about Hunter's work for Burisma with Vice President, but his complaints went unaddressed, according to the report. The investigation has illustrated the extent to which officials within the Obama administration ignored the glaring warning signs when Vice President's son joined the board of a company owned by the corrupt Ukrainian oligarch. The report's executive summary stated. Okay, so let's stop here for a moment. This is a boom, right? Very big boom, because this is a report that's saying that he is corrupt, and this is enough for him to actually be thrown in jail. Now, does that say anything against Biden? You know, can they make that connection? Is that somewhere in the report? I don't know. So this is something that maybe we can, press on. But this is, we were told by 17NES, our favorite number 17th letter of the alphabet, Anonymous, NES. 17NES was saying that there is these 4 days to watch the events of the world. So we had South Korea declare peace. We had this report come out outlining the illegal nature of what Hunter Biden was doing. 44 days before the election. These are booms. Now, are these the big booms? Is that the BB, the B2, the stealth Bill Barr coming in? Is it Durham? Is that still to come? I think we're going to continue to see that there is something else that is coming about. All right. Without continuing down this line, let's move on a little bit here. Let me try to line this up. Okay. So let's go over to 17NES posting on 17, but it's a letter, alerts.app. Okay, this is the stealth bomber one right there. That was from the 21st. This one is from the 22nd, which is 4741. So Business Insider. All right, let's look at this one. So this is wondering, why is 17NES such a problem for them? Right? Why is everyone on the mainstream media coming down against it if it's not real? Is what they were talking about here, right? So Nancy Pelosi wonders how top Facebook employees can look at themselves in the mirror because they're making money off of poison. And the poison that they're referring to is this right here, 17NES. All right, so that's what he's pointing out here. Past 7 days, okay, let's see what's happening in the past 7 days about 17 NES. So, state senators supported 17 NES, rebuked by prominent fellow Republicans. Reddit squashed NES. No data. It's not streaming. So am I back? Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Am I back? I think I'm back. At least I know where it cut off at. So I'm gonna continue on here. Let me pause that for a moment there. Back over to here. Okay, so we were looking at what was going down with this one, right? So I'll just continue from here, just in case I'm not exactly sure where it dropped. So I'll just go from here. Have you ever witnessed a full-blown international mainstream media constant barrage counterattack, re a conspiracy? Simple logic answers the question. Of course not. Yeah. How can this be a conspiracy? Every single mainstream media, if you search on the term, it's going to give you all of this negative feedback about it, right? So obviously that stuff is being lifted up on purpose and put in front of the people. Okay, continuing on, 4742. So this is a Twitter link. This is Solomon Reports. So this, if we go look there, it'll end up being that he's offline, I believe. Let's take a look. Probably, it's a lot of this is happening. All right, so John Solomon, breaking Senate report, slams Biden for conflicts of interest, flags possible criminal activity, GOP-led investigation, cites evidence of Burisma bribe, suspicious foreign money transfers, and sex trafficking. Bum, bum, bum. The John Solomon's got it. So political leaders, okay, plus family to follow, with possible ties to sex trafficking? Attacks barrage by media signifying what? Why are they barraging? Obviously they're trying to deflect the importance of it, right? So sex trafficking, safeguarding women and children, topics and that unite the political factions against a common enemy, faith in humanity. Those you are taught to trust the most. So again, so the ones that we're taught to trust the most are the ones that are involved heavily, are the leaders of this sex trafficking. And this is what's going to be the hard pill for most people to get. So this is what it comes down to. Crimes against humanity, 4743. So next we've got 4744. Let's go see what that's all about. So this is, scale this back a little bit. Okay, what is this? September 23rd, Wednesday, Justice Department unveils proposed Section 230 legislation. Oh, well, that's interesting. Make this bigger, easier to read. Today, on behalf of the Trump administration, the Department of Justice sent a draft legislation to Congress of reform of Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. The draft legislative text implements reforms that Justice Department deemed necessary in June recommendations and follows year-long review of outdated statute regulation to also excludes President Trump's directive from the executive order on preventing online censorship. Okay, so this might take a little bit of time. Let's see, how big is this? That's not too bad. So let's go for it. Okay, for too long, Section 230 has provided shield for online platforms to operate with impunity, said William Barr, ensuring that the internet is a safe but also vibrant, open to competitive environment is vitally important to America. We therefore urge Congress to make the necessary reforms to Section 230 and begin to hold online platforms accountable both when they are unlawfully censor speech and when they knowingly facilitate criminal activity online. Oh, see how it's going to tie together? The department's proposal is an important step in reforming Section 230 to further its original goal, providing liability protection to encourage good behavior online, said Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey A. Rosen. The proposal makes it clear that when interactive computer services willing to distribute illegal material or moderate content in bad faith, Section 230 should not shield them from consequences of their actions. The Department of Justice is grateful to all the experts, victims, and groups, academics, business, and other stakeholders that have contributed to engage closely with the department during this process. The draft legislation reflects important and helpful feedback received thus far. The department is also grateful to our colleagues in Congress in support of Section 230 reform and looks forward to continued engagement in the following. So let me go down here. So first, under promoting transparency and open discourse. First, the draft legislation has a series of reforms to promote transparency and open discourse and ensure the platforms are fair to the public when removing lawful speech from their service. The current interpretations of Section 230 have enabled online platforms to hide behind immunity to censor lawful speech in bad faith and is inconsistent with their own terms of service. To remedy this, the department's legislative proposal revises and clarifies the existing language of Section 230 and replaces the vague terms that may be used to shield arbitrary content moderation decisions that more concrete language that gives greater guidance to the platform users and courts. Legislative proposal also adds language to the definition of informed consent provider to clarify that the platform should be responsible for speech that they affirmatively and substantially contribute to or modify. Well, that's interesting. Make them liable for the things that they're doing and modifications. So maybe they're fact checkers. If their fact checkers don't have facts to base their decisions on, which is happening a lot. It's all like bogus fact checking. They're just like their will, their opinion, not facts, are leading them. Then they can be held liable. And then addressing illicit activity online. The second category of amendments is aimed at incentivizing platforms to address the growing amount of illicit content online while providing a core of Section 230's immunity for defamation claims. Okay, so I guess we get it. All right, let's move on. It's a good thing to know because that's coming. So what are we here? This is 4745, Inspector General Report. Wiener, SIC, that means sick, I guess. Texting 15-year-old sexually explicit. Initial analysis of laptop, thousands of emails. Hillary Clinton Foundation, crimes against children. Wiener laptop, Hillary Clinton Foundation, crimes against children. That's on the laptop. Amazing. All right, let's go on. So 47. Oh, let go. Yeah, we kind of bumped up very quickly there. So 4746. Let the truth be told. Political spying illegal. Less than 1%. Have faith in humanity. Okay. So there's less than 1%. Okay, well, it's good to know, but that's still a big number. 1 out of 100 people. Oh. Anonymous is putting this. Okay, this is a former post from 3837 from February of 2020 this year. More than you can imagine, more than selling the state secrets, more than selling the U.S. security, more than selling military tech, California assets. Yeah, there we go. That's C_A. That's the clown's assets, I guess. NSA bulk data collection programs. I think they were talking about the hammer, all of this put together. The selling of uranium, that's uranium one. Selling of U.S. space, national security programs and positions. Get the U.S. out of space, right? U.S. aid, SAPS, class 1 to 99. Crimes against humanity. Cannot destroy or defeat the United States of America by attacking head-on. You change tactics and deploy a kill from within internal operation. Financial, economy, military, police, division of citizenry, border collapse. Install like-minded leaders in key positions of U.S. government. How many people removed from the FBI had Iranian family backgrounds? Interesting. The silent war continues. Bigger than you can imagine. Dun, dun, dun. I guess they're saying it's pretty big. I have a big imagination. I think a lot of my audience has a big imagination. I think we kind of know how deep this goes. All right, 4748. There's a New York Post. Let's go take a look at that. This is a Senate report again that we were talking about earlier. So Senate report links Hunter Biden to prostitution or human trafficking ring. It's from September 23rd. Hello. All right, it's slow reloading. So Hunter Biden allegedly sent, where's this down? Allegedly sent thousands of dollars to people who appeared to be involved in the sex industry, according to Wednesday's report released by Senate Republicans. The report claims unspecified records show that Biden has sent funds to non-resident alien women in the United States who are citizens of Russia and the Ukraine and who have substantially wired these funds they have received from Hunter Biden to individuals located in Russia and Ukraine. The records also note that some of these transactions are linked to what appears to be an Eastern European prostitution or human trafficking ring. The allegations are contained within the footnote to a section of the report that details potential criminal concerns and extortion threats involving Hunter Biden and other members of the Biden family. The report also cites extensive public reporting concerning Hunter Biden's alleged involvement with prostitution services. Records on file with the committees do not directly confirm or refute these individual reports, the report says. However, they do confirm that Hunter Biden sent thousands of dollars to individuals who have either been involved in transactions consisting with possible human trafficking, number two, associated with adult entertainment industry, or three, potential association with prostitution. Okay, so let's go on. We kind of get what's going on with Hunter here. So let's see, what does 17 NES say? No media coverage? Why? The same people who control the media are the same people who are part of the evil and corrupt system. Duh. System control, crimes against humanity. You're not meant to think for yourself. You're not meant to challenge their power, control, obey, and accept. Illusion of democracy, illusion of freedom, illusion of a government. It's a fiction, right? That's the other part of this that deep, is the whole government system is fiction. By law is fiction. It is meant to be a fiction so that they can do all these horrible things, because it's all a fiction. Anything you do within the system is a fiction. So what crimes can there be, right? So this is their overall blanket of security. So why does the media push division? Why does the media incite violence? Why does the media pit race versus race? Why does the media pit religion versus religion? Why does the media pit sex versus sex? Why does the media pit class versus class? Divided, you are weak. Divided, you fight each other. Divided, you pose no threat to the system of control. United is strength. United is power. United is humanity. Controlled media plays a major role in shaping the narratives to keep you powerless, helpless, and asleep, unaware of the truth. Enemy of the people. Enemy of humanity. You got that right. Okay, so next one is 4749. We got a Twitter link there. Anyone has a choice to make against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So let's go see what the choice is here. So, CBS this morning, followers of conspiracy group 17NES could have a significant influence in the 2020 election. Tonight's episode of 60 Minutes, 60 and 6, gives inside look of the group. Correspondent spoke with leaders of the movement to join on our reporting. All right, let's give a listen.
Leading a war against liberal elites who, according to QAnon, are running a global sex trafficking network, including some very famous people. Now, there is zero evidence, zero, that any of this is true. Tonight's episode of 60 and 6 takes an inside look at QAnon. 60 and 6 features 60-minute style storytelling in episodes that last around 6 minutes or so. It airs on the streaming app Quibi, is produced by CBS News, which is part of a Viacom CBS, an investor, and Quibi. 60 and 60 correspondent and founder of Media, Media, that's Lori Siegel, spoke with leaders of the movement.
Dustin Nemos is a part of the QAnon community, and it's also how he makes a living.
This is Dustin Nemos of the Nemos News Network.
Nemos posts on his YouTube channel several times a day.
Should we talk a little bit about COVID
and considers himself a seeker of truth in a fake news world.
COVID is the biggest lie fake news has ever told.
How can you say that when you look at the numbers?
Well, I don't trust the numbers, first of all. In New York, they supposedly had hashtag warzone hospitals. I had friends and audience members going out there with their cell phones saying it's a ghost town, no one's here.
You're talking to someone who is in New York. You're talking to a crew of folks who experienced a lot of this firsthand.
Well, why were the hospitals empty when these people went there?
You saw it on YouTube. We saw it in real life.
We saw it from you. We heard your version. No offense. We don't trust you guys.
As someone who was in New York City at the height of COVID,
yes,
who had friends in the hospital, I can tell you it just simply isn't true.
We had whistleblower nurses who went into this and exposed what was happening. Hospitals were actually monetized and incentivized to lie about COVID patients.
What evidence do you have besides online speculation?
There's months now of documented evidence for this.
What kind?
Various articles. The Gateway Pundit and Zero Hedge has put out many.
What kind of article?
Nemos News Network, if you want to go search.
That's your network.
Absolutely. I've been covering this since the beginning, so I've covered every bit of it.
You know, more than 200,000 Americans have died since the pandemic. I know CBS has been reporting on these stats and has knowledge firsthand. So obviously a pretty tense exchange there. You see, we're almost living two different versions of the truth, Gail.
Yeah, I'm curious about how you kept your face on straight, Lori, but I am.
Okay, we got it. So it's a hit job, right? All right. So everyone has to make a choice against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So you have to make the choice. Do you believe the mainstream media? Well, okay, before we go on, let's stay right here for a moment. Let me pull this up. I think this is the right one. This is a poll. It started, I believe, yesterday. Well, it said 6 days left when I was looking at it, so maybe it's a 7-day, 1-week poll. So when I saw it, there was about 7,000 votes. And when I voted, it was 2.3% of the MSM was trusted compared to the 17NES at 97.9% right now. So I saw it go from 2.3, actually went down to 2 this morning. I guess it went. It's a 2.1 right now. But only 2% of the people trust the mainstream media. So when we float back over and look at this article, when we look at the people that were here on this CBS little hit job that was done. So he was bringing up that there is documentation, and she kept saying, "What is it? Where is it? What is it?" "Oh, that's your news network." "Well, we've got the documentation, right? There's plenty of documentations to prove it. Now, you know, maybe if he was prepared, he could have had it in a binder and be like Kayleigh McEnany on bringing out when she's in front of the press and pulls over to her tabs and presents it, because that's the only way that you can be ready for this. So if you ever get in a position to be interviewed that way, you can go ahead and have your data ready at hand. All right, let's back over. Well, let's continue. All right, next here. So 4750, who controls, wields significant influence, re the Clinton D Party. WikiLeaks, Clinton emails, WikiLeaks emails, who controls, who wields a significant influence in the Hussein Democratic Empire. So there's talking about two different factions of the party, right? And they are factions of the party. They are different groups. One, would say we're talking about, if we look at bloodline families, Rothschild versus Black Sun. Clinton would be Rothschild, right? So so this is the email archive, WikiLeaks. We're talking about WikiLeaks bringing up this information. So what are these emails for? Let me increase the size a little bit. There's Huma. I'll say, here we go. The evil emperor himself, right? Palpatine. I don't know if I can say this word without getting banned, because you look what happened with Newt Gingrich. He just brought it up on Fox and they shut him down. He was like amazed that they shut him down on it. It never happened before. Like, you can't say those words. So that's the Clinton emails. All right, so we'll just go on. So who controls Wilson and the Hussein Party? So this is, again, Clinton emails. So I guess we're talking about the same. It's going to be the same thing. It's the evil emperor Palpatine, which begins with a S and ends with a Oros. So let's see. Different factions of foreign and primary control. So different factions of foreign primary control. Who pays Hussein's Harvard law degree? Well, that's from Saudi Arabia, right? It's or was it UAE? Forget. I think maybe it's UAE. One of the princes there. Who financed Hussein's political life? Same thing. Who is Prince? Oh, here he is. Al-Walid bin Talal. So we have the Middle East connection there. So why Hussein's school records under seal? Completing factions, each with a horse in the race, right? Seeking direct White House control, U.S. military trillions overseas transfers of U.S. taxpayer funds. All working together, coordinated infiltration, not invasion. V, I don't know what V is, or HA, don't know. What happens to U.S. taxpayer funds transferred overseas under guise of aid, military, climate, etc.? Well, it gets funneled back into the Clinton Foundation, which then distributes to all the Democrats. They're all feeding at the trough like pigs. U.S. taxpayer funding and destruction of America. All right. Well, we can see this is the name of the game. It is factions. And here's some of the more factions. So this is oh, jumped ahead here. So 4751. This is a graphic showing four families: Brown, Pelosi, Newsom, and Getty. Remember Getty, one of the richest men in it was the richest man in the world for some years. I don't know what that span was, but it was 50 years ago or 70 years ago, something like J. Paul Getty. So you've got the Getty family, you got the Newsom family, Pelosi and Brown. Then you have Pat Brown, John Brown, William, and Paul. So this is like one generation. The next generation down, you have Jerry, who became governor. So Jerry Brown, right? And his connection going over to the Newsom family is W.M. Jr. Appointed W.M. Jr. a judge. This is a connection up to Getty's. And here's Nancy and Paul Pelosi. And then you have the next generation down, which is Gavin and Billy. Billy Getty and Gavin Newsom. Pump jack business seeded by Getty Trust. Getty's adopted Gavin. Informally, so he was adopted by the Gettys. Interesting, or unofficially, which is something that the bloodline families do. Okay, what's next here? So 4752. Oh, this is John Solomon's. This account has temporarily been, and so I guess it's been taken down. So John Solomon, obviously one of the most prolific writers and bringing forth the heat against the deep state. And his Twitter is down. More censorship, right? There we go. Okay, this one is 4753. Trump is Anonymous is bringing up Trump's post here. And this was from December 11th, 2015. Dopey Prince Alwatawale wants to control our U.S. politicians with daddy's money. Can't do it when I get elected. See? So again, we're talking about the factions. Here's the last one, 4754. The world is waking up, virus or election. Let's take a look. Ingram Angle. That's an Ingram Angle tweet. I love Laura Ingram. She's wonderful. Okay, Laura Ingram. President needs to say this every speech. We know CNN and MSNBC will not tell you the truth about COVID. U.S. last week updated survival rates if infected. 0 to 19 years of age, the rate is for survival 99.997. Up to 49, 99.998. Up to 70 years old, 99.5. And only if you're 70 plus, it's 94.6% survivable. Didn't see that report much, no? These guys are just scare tactics, right? Okay, well that's the end of that. All right, I'm going to close this down for a moment. Just to keep some space here. And let's go over a couple of things I want to just point out really quick before we get into any wrap up here. This is the one. Oh, this is not what I want. It's hiding what I want behind. There we go. There we go. So U.S. Marshals reveal majority of rescued sex trafficked children came from foster care. This is from September 11th, 2020. So this is now. People's bodies are not commodities. U.S. Marshal Service recently launched a nationwide effort to recover missing and exploited children. 3 major operations rescued over 100 children, many of them from sex traffickers. But a disturbing trend discovered during the operation should launch a nationwide investigation into American child welfare system. PJ Medical reached out to the USMS for details on the rescued children and was told that the majority of them came from foster care. Well, so we've been talking about this for quite a long time. So we know that this is part of the problem, right? All right. Also, next story here. This is California governor signs executive order banning gas-powered cars and trucks This is from today, 9 hours ago. So, okay, no more gas-powered cars and trucks in California. So Newsom signed an order to ban gas-powered trucks by the year 2035, a move set to cut greenhouse gas emissions for more than a third. Newsom said that he is directing California Air Resources Board to establish regulations that require all new cars and passenger trucks to be zero-emission vehicles by 2045, where feasible. So you notice that Tesla has all electric trucks that he's been developing, also driverless trucks to boot. All right, so let's move on. These are just a couple of the news stories I thought are worth going. While we covered this one, no one believes the MSN. All right, back over to see the live streaming, see how people are going over there. Only 7 viewers. Again, if we did the one broadcast, we probably lost a lot of people. And doing a second one right away. But okay, what's everyone have to say? Hello, Tim. You are good to go. Great. I'm glad I'm good to go. Okay, Phil. For example, the one ingredients in shampoo causes prostate cancer in men. Well, that's wonderful. Let's not use that shampoo. Without class action against these companies making these products, they will keep making these harmful products. Remember, the workers have no idea of the harm these products cause. Water, toothpaste, and fluoride. WTF is going on still. Poison in bonus. Fluoride is the tip of the iceberg. Yep, silent weapons. Okay. Well, let me bring this back around and also start wrapping it up. There are many front lines that we're dealing with. We have to look at this as very wide problem. The deep state is not just deep, it's wide. We're going to have to address it, and that means we have to organize to do so. We have the ability to start that through the assemblies, because that is the governance of the people. There's a lot of information about how this is to work, but the important thing is there's a lot of different sections of people, or say groups that have their own ways and understanding of how about to. Okay, it says I was disconnected. Am I reconnected? It says excellent condition and reconnected. Okay, I'm back again. There's been no other time in my parents' or my grandparents' time than now, that's been like now, where we actually can make a difference to extract the deep state, to pull out all of their tentacles from the whole world. It's never happened before, an opportunity. We have a leader that is allowing this to happen. He's setting up things. He's waking up everyone. Trump is there. He's leading 193 countries against the invisible enemy of the deep state. Not a virus. Not a virus. Virus is part of one of the battles. It's a faction war. It's their plan. Make everyone wear masks, show submission. It's they get their giggles from it, right? So we have to recognize that we can take action now. Join the assemblies. Gather together and talk. Take some action. Fill out an affidavit. Present it. We're working out the details. Everyone take a little job to do, right? Go down and serve notice, all right? Let them know. Hey, listen, you're not following the Constitution. You are giving us problems, right? We are getting rid of you by first taking away your bond, protection from financial problems, right? And then they can't serve in that capacity anymore. They go. Judges have been removed many times for this. Lots of people have been removed many times for this. We can take action, and we're making it happen right now.